everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about exercises that you can do to help improve your chin up. Now whether that's getting to your first chin up, whether you want to increase the reps of your chin ups, or you just want to get better at doing chin ups, you want to improve the quality of them, I'm going to show you 6 exercises that you can do to help strengthen your biceps, your lats, your abs, and all those muscles that you need to get a good chin up. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with my hair this morning. It's a little bit sort of cockatooey, but don't mind that. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing you need to master is being able to do a scap pull down. So that's when you pull your shoulder blades down away from your ears and you're able to lift the center of your body, so it's like your spine and your head is coming up and your shoulder blades are going down and your arms are staying straight. So that's the first thing you want to master. Just doing repetitions of this is going to help strengthen up those lower traps, lats, all the muscles that you need to initiate the pull up, so, or the chin up I should say. So that's how the chin up starts. So give those a go and make sure you add them into your workouts. So then there are 3 variations of a pull down that is really good to do. So obviously for this you need a weighted cable machine. So the first one is going to be a single arm pull down. Now this is great to do because sometimes you have, an imbalance between your left and your right side. So your right side might be a bit stronger or your left side might be a bit stronger with pull downs. So it's good to just do a single arm version just to really work those muscles individually on one side, as well as including in a wide grip lat pull down and a supinated lat pull down. So for the single arm lat pull down, depending on your setup, with me, I've got this basic cable machine. So I've got a single handle at the top and then I'm just sitting on a step up step. And that works for me. If you're in a gym and you've got a full-on lat pull down machine, you can use that and just make sure you've got the single attachment at the top, and that's totally fine. So what you want to look out for is you want to make sure that you're sitting far away enough so that when you're in that start position, that you've got a little bit of cable at the top, because you want to be able to let that shoulder blade lengthen so that you're starting each rep there, and the beginning of the rep is pulling the shoulder blade down, bringing that elbow down, following it all the way down until it's fully bent, opening up the chest and pulling to below your collarbone, and then you're going to let the arm come out, pull down, bend that elbow, pull, 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 and then you're going to have your palm facing you as well at the end position. Let the arm come up, pull down, all the way down, and let that arm come up. So each repetition, you're starting from a lengthening position, you're pulling the shoulder blade down, you're pulling the elbow down, and you're finishing there with a nice open chest. So what you don't want is you don't want to pull down and land up in that position. That's going to compromise your shoulder and not be good. So try and find a weight that works for you within that rep range I mentioned. Just make sure it's challenging, but that each rep is good quality and you're not sacrificing form for weight. Now the other version is the supinated grip, so that's just when your palms are facing you. So you can use, if you've got a short straight bar, you can use that. You can use the wide grip bar as well, and you just hold it on the inside. So it's a bit of a narrow grip. So you're gonna grip it like this. Again, find the weight that's appropriate for you. Sit down, make sure there's some cable available, because you're gonna start with the lengthened position through those scaps, and then you're going to start by pulling the shoulder blades down, pulling those elbows down, all the way down until this touches below your collarbone, so it touches like on your sternum, and then you're going to control the weight back up, let those shoulder blades lengthen, pull down, pull the elbows down, open that chest as well, don't be pulling like that. You want shoulder blades down, chest open for each repetition. And you're just going to repeat for the rep range that you want between 6 and 12 with a weight that's challenging enough. So the last 2 are challenging but still good form. Alright, so wide grip pull down. So this is this nice long wide bar. So you want to actually grip it pretty much at the widest point, and this is going to really work those lat muscles. It's a bit more challenging than the other grip, so you always want to do less weight than what you did the other grip, because it will be a lot harder for you. So figure that out. And then what you're going to do is grip on the outside, sit down, make sure you've got a bit of cable, and then the movement's pretty much the same though. What you're going to do is start with lengthened shoulder blades, Pull those shoulder blades down, pull those elbows down, aim the bar for below your collarbone, really open that chest, and then control the movement back, let those scaps relax. Pull your shoulder blades down, open the chest, elbows come down, let the bar touch your collarbone if you can, and then coming back up. Each repetition, you want to really get that good extension happening through your upper back, and your chest is open. That's going to help your shoulder blades come around the ribs and actually move freely without standing up in that position. You're not going to be able to get the movement, whereas if you're there, you can get all the way down. So really focus on trying to get that chest open. So figure the weight out for this version because it's going to be more challenging, but rotate through those 3 different pull down variations, whatever workouts you're doing. Making sure that you're covering those 3 variations is really going to hit all those muscle groups that you need to help improve your chin up and to strengthen your chin up. Obviously trying to work within a rep range, you know, anywhere between sort of 6 to 12 reps, making sure that the last 2 reps are really challenging, and then you can sort of just find a weight that works for you that really challenges you in that rep range so you can build muscle and strength in those movements. All right, so the next move that's going to help those chin-ups is a basic bicep curl. So when you're pulling yourself up to that bar, it's a lot to do with your biceps, your abs, your lats, your lower traps, and then also keeping tension in the body. So making sure your biceps are being built, getting stronger is a must. So basically, most people should know how to do this, but just use a simple dumbbell, whatever you have. You're going to start with the palm facing you, and then you're going to rotate that dumbbell around as you bring it up so it finishes there, and then you're going to control it back down, rotating again. So things to look out for here are what your wrist is doing. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see any curling or extending of the wrist. So you don't want to come all the way up and then finish the movement doing that. That's going to really put stress onto your tendon here, which is often going to land up in tennis elbow if you overdo that movement too much with the weight. So make sure you're not doing that, and you're keeping that wrist nice and neutral. All the movements coming from the elbow. The wrist is just staying strong, gripping as hard as you can to keep that wrist neutral as well. Coming all the way up, really trying to get full range of elbow flexion, all the way back to full extension, and not hoisting it up with your body. So avoid doing that. If you're doing that, the weight's too much. So just lower the weight slightly and stick within that rep range, somewhere between 6 to 12. You can mix it up and you do 6 to 8 one week. You can do 8 to 10 the next week, 10 to 12 the next week, just to make sure you're building strength and muscle, and just focus on form. Last 2 reps want to be challenging, but with good form. So those are the things to look out for with the bicep curl. The other thing I'll just mention is that same thing as before, try and avoid any sort of forward shoulder motion or any hoisting up of that shoulder. Shoulders want to stay down, and it's just biceps. So it's purely just that movement happening at the elbow. Nothing should really be happening here, and you shouldn't be getting any upward movement of that shoulder blade either. So bicep curls. All right, this is probably one you haven't thought of, but one of the things about chin-ups is you want to have tension in your whole body. It's going to make you so much lighter. It's going to make your chin-up feel so much easier. So you actually want to squeeze your quads, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze everything, and that's going to help you get up in a much more efficient way. If you're just relaxed, you're just like a dead weight, and it's so much harder to pull yourself up. So this one's a great one just to train your brain to know how to hold your body in that chin-up position. So you can practice this on a mat. It's called a hollow hold. There's a few ways you can do this. One way is basically making sure first that you get your back on the ground and your pelvis is neutral, not tilted forwards. You don't want to be able to get anything under between your back and the floor. So make sure you've got that. Feel grounded through that sacrum, which is the middle part of your pelvis. Feel like that's on the ground, then you're going to bring your legs up. And then what you're going to do, one version, you can reach down and have your head and shoulders off the ground. This way your rib cage is pulled down, You should feel like your abs engage in this position, and you can play around with your legs, lowering them, but only to where your pelvis doesn't want to tilt forwards, and then find that position where you can still breathe, hold it, and then the alternative is to bring your arms above, not letting your ribs come up, so you still keep your ribs down, holding this position. Now this is a pretty challenging move and will fatigue you pretty quickly, but just focus on squeezing those quads, keeping those legs straight, keeping your rib cage pulled down so your abs are working, and making sure that your lower back isn't arching off the ground. And find the position that works for you, whether that's arms down, that's going to be the easier position with your arms pulled down. If you want to try with your arms overhead, that makes it harder. So just make sure you're working in a range that's comfortable for you and doesn't feel too strenuous. And then hold it for, I want to say a max hold, but you know, whatever amount of time you can hold it for that feels like you haven't lost form and you're not getting any discomfort anywhere. Other than just sort of like your muscles are fatiguing. So take it to the point of fatigue and then rest, and try and do 3 sets of that. Up to like a minute hold is totally fine. If you can hold that for a minute, that's pretty damn epic. So those are my 6 go-to exercises to help improve your chin up. Rotate through them, like you don't have to do them all in one workout. They're just designed to help you achieve your chin up. So rotate through them, fit them in where you can. Make them work for you, make sure you're looking at your form, making sure they're good quality reps, and you should be getting better at chin-ups if you do them. Feel free to leave me a comment if any of these were helpful, or if you have any questions about any of the exercises. Also, if you enjoy these videos that I've been doing, please subscribe to my channel. That helps me know that you're enjoying them and encourages me to make more. And don't forget to like this one either. See you guys next week.